You've been lied to about what drives women to sleep with men. It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's not even about love. The truth will shock you. Women are wired to give themselves only to men who pass 4 hidden laws. Fail even one, and you lose her forever. Movies, media, and friends teach that women choose sex through attraction, romance, or chemistry. But the truth? Most men who believe that end up rejected, ghosted, or trapped in sexless relationships. Because women don't sleep with men for the reasons men assume. They do it for survival, psychology, and instinct. Let me give you a story. A tall, fit, handsome man, the one every guy thought had no problem with women. He could attract them, but he couldn't keep them. They loved his image, but not his reality. Why? Because he couldn't make them feel emotionally safe. He would disappear after fights, act detached, and return like nothing happened. So women kept him around for attention, but never intimacy. Now, another man, average looks, regular job, yet women opened up to him, trusted him, and chose him. He passed the hidden laws. He created emotional safety, kept his word, never lost control, and respected boundaries. That's why women gave themselves to him willingly. Attraction might get her attention, but emotional safety gets her body. Without it, you're just a placeholder. With it, you're unforgettable. And these drivers aren't about tricking women. They're biological and psychological codes. She doesn't choose them. She's wired for them. In the following, you'll discover the 4 laws, the real triggers that make a woman want to sleep with a man. And the last one, it's the one women deny the most, but it's also the one that matters the most. Every man thinks women choose the guy who excites them most, the tall one, the rich one, the alpha. But the truth? None of that matters if she doesn't feel safe. For women, sex isn't just physical. It's psychological. It's risk. It's vulnerability. Her biology whispers, only open yourself to the man who makes you feel safe. If you make her feel unsafe, no amount of looks or status will save you. Unsafe men don't get sex, period. Women will happily sleep with an average man who makes them feel protected over a perfect man who doesn't. That's why you see stunning women with so-called ordinary guys. She's not chasing thrill, she's seeking security. And security doesn't come from muscles or money. It comes from emotional safety. So what destroys it? Number 1, judgment. If she feels criticized, she shuts down. Number 2, inconsistency. If your words and actions don't match, she won't trust you. Number 3, aggression. If you lose control, her body reads danger. A woman's body and mind are one system. When she feels unsafe emotionally, she closes physically. And that's why men who mock or belittle women get attention, but never intimacy. You can be charming, generous, and funny, but if she can't feel emotionally protected, she'll never surrender to you. So here's the paradox. Being nice isn't being safe. Emotional safety isn't about gifts or compliments. It's about control, patience, and respect. When she feels safe with you, attraction deepens. That's the first hidden driver. But it's only the beginning. Because when your actions and your words stop aligning, her trust disappears. And with it, her desire. That's where the second law begins. Consistency. But before we dive into the second law, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. And it makes sure you don't miss the next breakdown on male psychology and power dynamics. Men love to talk big. They'll promise the world, say the right things, act charming for a week. But women don't care about what you say once. They care about whether you live it every day. Consistency is what separates the man she sleeps with from the man she forgets. You can impress her once, but if your words don't match your actions, her attraction fades fast. And here's the truth most men can't handle. A woman's attraction isn't permanent. It evolves. The man she wanted at 20, wild, unpredictable, is not the man she craves at 30 or 40. At 20, she's drawn to chaos. At 30, she seeks stability. At 40, she wants peace. If you don't grow, you'll be replaced by the man who does. That's why consistency is power. It's not about perfection. It's about reliability. A woman wants to feel safe knowing who you'll be tomorrow. If she can predict your strength, she can trust you. If she can trust you, she can desire you. Women don't leave because they fall out of love. They leave because your actions stop aligning with your words. You said one thing but lived another. And when that gap opens, respect evaporates. And without respect, desire dies. Consistency doesn't mean being boring. It means being anchored while everything else shifts. Because when chaos hits, she's not just watching how you act, she's watching whether you stay grounded. That brings us to the third law, the one that separates men she tolerates from men she trusts and follows. Composure. Attraction isn't won once, it's maintained daily. And when life throws chaos your way, she's watching one thing above all, your emotional control. Every woman tests your composure, not out of cruelty, but to see if you can lead through pressure. Because to her, your reaction tells her everything. Can this man stand still when everything around him shakes? Most men mistake anger for passion. They shout, they storm out, they sulk. But to her, that's not power. That's weakness. Every emotional outburst is proof you can't handle life's pressure. And nothing kills attraction faster than emotional instability. For thousands of years, women survived by choosing men who stayed calm when the wolves came, when the storm hit, when the fire burned. That instinct is still there. Today, the wolves are bills, arguments, stress, but the psychology hasn't changed. When you stay composed, you send a clear message. I'm the calm in the storm. That calmness creates something no charm or money ever could. Trust. She can only relax when you don't. She doesn't need a man who's perfect. She needs a man who doesn't collapse when things get messy, because composure equals strength in her mind. You can be rich, handsome, charismatic, but if you break under pressure, she sees you as fragile. When you stay grounded, she feels safe to surrender. That's the energy she responds to, stability and motion. And that leads us to the final hidden law, the one that tests your patience, self-respect, and true masculine strength, respecting boundaries. This is the law most men fail, because every instinct tells you to chase, prove, and pursue. But the truth? The more you ignore her boundaries, the less she desires you. Women don't sleep with men who pressure them. They sleep with men who respect their independence, men who signal strength through restraint. Respect shows you're not desperate. It tells her you're in control, that you don't need her validation to feel worthy. And that's what flips the attraction switch. Here's the paradox. The man who pressures her never wins long term. The man who respects her no makes her want to cross it on her own. When she feels safe with you, her guard drops, her desire rises. Because respect equals safety, and safety unlocks desire. You're not chasing, you're leading with calm power. You're saying, I want you, but I don't need you. That energy drives women insane, because the moment she realizes she can't bend you with sex, she wants you even more. Restraint is magnetic. Weak men push because they're afraid to lose. Strong men hold back because they know they won't. Respecting her boundaries doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. It shows you're a man she can trust even when she's vulnerable. And when she trusts you, she opens mind, body, and soul. Now you know all 4 hidden laws: emotional safety, consistency, composure, and boundaries. Together, they form the foundation of unshakable attraction. But understanding them is only half the battle. Living them is what separates ordinary men from the ones women truly can't resist. Now you know the 4 hidden laws, but understanding them isn't enough. You have to embody them, because women don't respond to what you say. They respond to what your energy communicates. You can't fake strength, composure, or calmness. They feel it, instantly. Every man wants to win the game, but the truth is, you win by walking off the board entirely. You stop playing by their reactions and start leading by principle. When you live these 4 laws, emotional safety, consistency, composure, and respect, you stop chasing validation. You stop fearing rejection. You stop trying to earn love. You realize power doesn't come from control. It comes from presence. Women don't follow men who shout. They follow men who stay grounded. You become the calm center others orbit around. That's when everything changes. Because when you don't need her approval, you stop being predictable, and you become magnetic. A man who can stay silent in chaos, calm when provoked, patient when tested, that's the man every woman craves, but few ever meet. And here's the paradox. The moment you no longer need her affection is the moment she starts giving it freely. You're no longer the chaser, you're the gravity. You don't beg to be chosen, you become the choice. That's what separates the controlled man from the free man. He doesn't seek power over women, he seeks power over himself. That's when desire becomes effortless, because she doesn't see a man trying to impress her. She sees a man she can trust to lead. When you master the 4 laws, something changes inside you. You stop trying to earn women and start commanding respect without effort. You don't chase validation. You radiate certainty. Women sense value the way sharks sense blood, but they also sense need. The more you need her, the less she respects you. But when you no longer need, when your happiness is internal, something flips. She realizes you can't be bought, baited, or controlled. And that's when she's drawn in, not because you're cold, but because you're complete. Most men chase, always hunting validation, affection, attention. But the levelless man doesn't chase, he builds. He's centered in his mission, discipline, and direction. He's so focused on growth that women start orbiting him. And here's the twist. When you stop running toward women, they start running toward you. Not because of games, but because your life has gravity. When she tests you, and she will, you don't react. You don't raise your voice. You don't crumble. You stay calm. That calmness terrifies and attracts her at the same time. She sees strength, reliability, and safety in your silence. You become the man who's whole without her, and that's the type of man she'll do anything to be with. Once you stop needing sex or validation to define your worth, You reach a level where intimacy becomes a gift, not a transaction. You give without fear. You lead without begging. That's when she finally respects, trusts, and desires you, because she sees a man she can't control but still wants to follow. That's the untouchable man, calm in chaos, grounded in strength, magnetic in silence. Freedom isn't free, it's earned. You have to be willing to lose her to find yourself, to let go of the need for approval, affection, or control. Because when you can stand alone, that's when she truly sees you. Women feel it. They sense when a man's peace can't be bought. Some will leave because they can't control you. Others will stay because they finally respect you. That's the paradox. When you no longer chase, you attract. When you no longer beg, you command. When you stop needing love, you start receiving real love. For the levelless man, intimacy isn't a tool, it's a celebration. He doesn't beg for it, negotiate for it, or fear its loss. He simply enjoys it as an extension of mutual respect and trust. If it ends, he doesn't crumble. He moves forward, focused, composed, free. And in that space, women can finally drop their games. They can't manipulate a man who doesn't need to be validated. Weak men control others because they can't control themselves. The strong man leads by example, calm, grounded, decisive. People align with his direction because his energy is steady, not forceful. He doesn't explain his standards. He lives them. Those who can't follow his rhythm fall away, and that's how he keeps his kingdom pure. He's not running from women, he's not chasing them either. He meets the feminine eye to eye, balanced, calm, and complete. He's the man who masters himself first, and by doing so, he conquers everything else. Because once you've lived without the lever, you'll never let anyone install one again. You'll never give away your peace for pleasure. And when a woman tries to pull the lever again, that old game, that old power, you'll just smile, nod, and walk away untouched. Not out of arrogance, but out of freedom. Because now you know, she never had the power, you gave it to her. And once you take it back, you become what every man was meant to be, a leader, a protector, and a man who walks his own path. So here's the question. If women are biologically wired to test men through emotion, chaos, and control, do you think any man can truly be free? Or is every man still playing the oldest game in history without realizing it? Think about that and drop your answer in the comments. And if you want to go deeper into how to break that game for good, make sure to watch the next video. It's where we take this truth even further.